for taking the microphone. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I will be speaking in English, right? Okay. Well, it's a great honor and a great pleasure to be in Britain again, because it takes me back to 1954, when many of your fathers were not even born, and I landed on the shores of Great Britain as a 17-year-old. Calculate, I'm 84, don't waste time. And I was the only female. No, there was also Jessie from Aadan, with eight young men, 8 students, and we were sent to Great Britain on a scholarship. Our education was paid for by British taxpayers because we were from British Somaliland Protectorate. We were born British. We were part of that great big empire where the sun never set. In 1954, I came to study nursing and midwifery. And when I was trained and taught by the best, I returned home in 1961 as my country's first female nurse midwife, but first female to be appointed to the civil service, to the senior civil service of my country. The hurdles were many. The obstacles were enormous. But tenacity is what brought me to this day. Today, as a former foreign minister of Somaliland, today as somebody who held quite a few positions back home, the most difficult baby I've ever had to deliver is baby Somaliland. But I don't know why it should be so difficult to deliver baby Somaliland. Because this baby is born to a country where democracy reigns. Somaliland, being the first fully sovereign, independent Somali nation, gained its independence on the 26th of June, 1960. We became the 12th African country to gain full sovereignty and independence at our time. Madagascar was number 13. And 42 countries in Africa sitting in the African Union today, sitting in that union, were still under colonial rule when Somaliland was independent and sovereign. Among those 42 countries that were still under colonial rule was La Somalia Italiana, Italian Somalia, and the Somalia of today that you all know about, you all hear about, for various reasons, including the elections that they promised to hold and that never become realized. Baby Somaliland is born to a country, when recognized, will be born to a country where its people fought that massive civil war between 1982 and 1991. And this history that I'm telling you is for the benefit of those, our friends, who do not know about the true history of Somaliland. In 1982, young students took arms, threw stones, and said, enough is enough. Enough oppression. enough injustice, enough deportations, enough destruction of our economy, poisoning of our wells, arresting our parents, torturing our grandparents, slaughtering our mothers. They threw stones. And those stones that they threw in May 1982 led to the war that lasted until 1991, when, after a brutal civil war, when Somalia, the military army of Somalia, took MiG fighters in the air from Hargeisa airport or from Bur'a airport, only to bomb the civilian population living in those cities. Aircrafts, bombers would take off from Hargeisa airport, and in 4 minutes, those MiGs would circle around Hargeisa and empty their holds of the bombs they carried 3 times, 4 times a day. And each time these pilots took off from the airport and dropped these bombs on the civilians, the pilots, the mercenary pilots, were awarded $4,000 for killing innocent civilians. So when a pilot did 4 sorties a day, he went home with $16,000. Having killed that many people, how brave could they be? I think they were cowards, because they were afraid of justice. They were afraid of doing the right thing, and instead they were paid and rewarded for killing innocent victims. Children going to school. You all know Hargeisa. Malkadurduro, that school near the military camp, where Siad Barre had his massive killing machines. Mothers would tell their children going to school, and particularly if they had a tall son or a tall daughter, please, Hoyo, please, Hoyo, if the military come to your school, don't stand up to your full height. Make yourself short. Do you know why? Because whenever the military, Siad Barre's troops, needed blood for transfusion, and very often some of that blood was sent to Mogadishu, they would go to a school and then get the children to stand up, and they would pick on the tallest, the healthiest looking, and they would bring them out to the corridor and bleed those children until they were bled dry. Not 1 unit or 2, but every drop of blood that that child had in his or her blood or body. And when that child fainted, they would just throw that body, that fainted little child whose life was taken, into a big hole and was just bulldozed. These are the atrocities that brought you and your parents to this country and to many other countries. Our people are scattered all over the world because they escaped the mass killings. They escaped the injustice that was being inflicted upon them by their brothers. Another Somali was inflicting that upon us. And in 1991, when the tanks, military tanks, broke their chains and could not find replacements, when the MiGs needed repair and couldn't fly anymore, and when Siad Barre could not replenish the ammunition that his army was using on the civilians in Somaliland, and when they felt that their mission was accomplished because Somaliland was leveled to the ground, 95% of our cities were leveled to the ground. They packed their bags and they left Somaliland, broken but not beaten. Because Somalilanders closed their border where the British had left it, even protecting the civilian, the military prisoners they had for months upon months, shared water and food with them, and found a safe corridor and said, just go home. We don't want your blood on our hands. We're not going to become like you. Just go home to your families. Get out of Somaliland. And we closed that border and put ourselves down to rebuilding our country. Now tell me, how many African countries have rebuilt their country without any outside help? None that I know of. Totally rebuilt our country because we had no friends. And I'm going to say this in English because I would like Britain to hear this. When Britain fought a war for justice, our sons fought alongside them. My grandfather fought alongside them and was decorated for services to the crown. My father fought alongside Britain and was decorated British Empire Medal for services to the crown. And today we look for Britain to fight alongside us, not to kill anybody, but to give us the justice that we have a right to have. Give us the justice that we are not taking away from anybody else. Give us the justice that we have earned and we have lived for and we have died for, and that we will never give up. We will continue to look for it. 30 years is nothing. 300 years if it needs to, if we need to. We will go and we will look for it. Because we have a right to have it. Now, for the gentleman who has written about Somaliland, please know that Somaliland is not a part of Somalia, not a region of Somalia, not a breakaway splinter of Somalia. It's a country that has separated from a union that it tried to enter with Somalia, and when that union failed, we just said, this is not for us. We walk out. We leave this union. You do what you like with Somalia, your country. La Somalia Italiana, you run it the way you want to run it. We will run our country the way we wish to run it. With justice, democracy, and a country that is welcoming its people to live, to grow, and to do better, not to kill. So my appeal to Britain is, don't support us if you think our cause is not just. Don't support us if our recognition is going to harm others. Don't recognize us if there is a reason that qualifies us not to be worthy of recognition. But I know that we are worthy of recognition. We have earned it, we have proven it. 30 years of track record and peace and stability in Somaliland, rising from the ashes, from that proverbial I've forgotten it. The phoenix with the golden wings. My appeal to all of you is, you come from a great country, Somaliland. Be proud of it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what you have achieved in Birmingham and Sheffield and Bristol and Cardiff and London and Ealing and wherever, Canada, US. You're everywhere. Somalilanders are known for the good qualities that Somalilanders have. My appeal to you is continue doing what you're doing, just do it better. Continue educating your young people, because we need their skills, we need their knowledge. Continue to be role models for other Somalis. Show that all Somalis are not terrorists, because Somalilanders don't have terrorists. Show the world that Somalilanders are not pirates or warlords. Tell the world that we're good people, that are worth doing business with. We welcome you to our country. We welcome you to our shores. We welcome friends. And my appeal to our guests, to my honorable mayor to my right, and I'm so happy to see you again, and the member of parliament from Ealing. From Ealing? Yes. I'm so Southall, wonderful. And member of parliament Gavin Williams, who braved the storm when he refused to go to Mogadishu and instead came to Hargeisa. Far nicer, of course. So I know you've been waiting for us all this evening, but we were stuck in traffic, worse than the traffic in Hargeisa, by the way. But we're here, and I'm so happy that I see you. I see you grown. Some of you taller, some of you wiser, some of you so beautiful. And Somaliland waits for you. Somaliland needs you. Come and share your skills with us. And where's that beautiful, beautiful member of parliament from Layla? Layla, where are you? Layla Berberawi. Safia Berberawi. Safia, you make me so proud. You make me so proud of you. I need more young men and women. Please tell the world, wherever you are, the Somalilanders are good people. And hopefully, before I'm called to other functions elsewhere, I will see baby Somaliland born and breathing and thriving and growing. And people will say, Alhamdulillah, at last, justice, at last. Thank you so very, very much. And I am so happy. I'm so happy to be, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Today, I'm very happy to be fighting alongside a great man, fighting alongside our new Minister of Foreign Affairs of Somaliland, someone who is even far more dedicated than I am, who's even hardworking and so more hardworking than I am. I'm usually told that I'm a workaholic. There's a worse one here. I'm proud to be working alongside a president, Musa Bihi Abdi, who I know believes in Somaliland. So, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for organizing, Your Excellency, Ambassador, for organizing Europe. They shouldn't call it Europe, they should call it the world. To have organized this, and Ilaahay nala qabto hooyo. Hawl badan bay na sugaysa. Sanado badan bay na dhaafay. Itaalkeena isu geysano. Doorashooyin bay nagu soo foodle. Doorashooyinkaas way na kala kaxaynan. Ha isu geysoo dhaweyso. Aynu gacmaha isqabsano. Wadan baynu u dagaalamaynaa. Ummad baynu u dagaalamaynaa. Xisbi maaha. Gobol maaha. Qabiil maaha. Waa dalkeennii. Gardabhadaynu dagaalamaynaa. Wadankeennii u dagaalamaynaa. Gacmaha isqabsada. Yaa laynaga dhex qaadiyay dacwadu muska kala tallaabay. aad baad mahadsantiin hooyo. Wassalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatu.
Thank you very much, Adna. You made an emotional, and you have so many council Somalilanders in here sitting tonight. We're giving chance, and I got one more surprise for you. Can Adam and Diana come here for me, please?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, before I make any surprises, my name is Aadan Yusuf. I'm the chair of the Israel Somali Committee in Sheffield. I'm equally the chair of Somaliland Recognition Committee in the UK. And before, I would like to first of all thank distinguished guests, the Foreign Ministry, Dr. Isa Kaid, Dr. Aadan, and the distinguished dignitaries who've come all the way from Somaliland, and the Somaliland ambassador. I would like to say good evening to you all, and thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. Equally, before I make the element of surprise, could Safia and the Sheffield team, Sultan Abdullahi, Ismail, and the whole Sheffield team, could you please come to the podium? Sheffield City was the first city to recognize Somaliland. I'm repeating what Safia said. There's a large Somaliland community in Sheffield, and they've played a very important role. I think in the diaspora community, we play two important roles. One is the host country that we live in. We play a civic role, which is we have a responsibility to work with our local communities at local level. And on the other hand, and whenever we get any opportunity, we try and seize that opportunity to enhance and raise the profile of Somaliland. And given that responsibility, Sheffield took the lead in 2014 to be the first local authority to recognize Somaliland, and then followed by a number of other local authorities. So Sheffield has always been the element of surprise. We pioneer, we take a lead, so others follow. So that's our slogan. Having said that, Dr. Edna Aadan, you have given a lot to the Somaliland community during your lifetime. And we really value that, and we treasure that. And I think you cut across young people, elderly, middle-aged, across everybody. And that's a testament for your patriotic nationalism, for playing an important role in Somaliland affairs. And we value that, and a lot of young women look you as a role model. And all of us, not only women, even young men, look you as a role model. And we want to obviously emulate what you've tried to give to Somaliland. But tonight, the element of surprise is I have here Diane. She was born in Somaliland. And her father, before I make the introduction, the element of surprise is her father was called Jeremy Rofi. He was a doctor, a locust doctor in Somaliland in the 1960s. And Diane, with her mother, which we've got the photos here, which we're going to share with you in a minute, her mother is still alive, and her mother lives in Surrey. And she was born, Diane was born in Hargeisa. Both her mom and dad lived in Hargeisa in the 1960s, and you were the midwife. So that is the element of surprise. Jeremy Rofi was her dad, and he passed away unfortunately in 2015. And this is her mother, who is still alive today, living in Surrey. Diane Rofi works with us in the Somaliland community in Sheffield. She's played an important role during the COVID-19 where we raised money, worked with the Somaliland ambassador, and Abdi Abdullahi, and a number, Dr. Abdurrahman from Birmingham, Cardiff, Bristol, with other cities. And Diana was able to raise £2,500, where we bought the mobile clinic and contributed to that. And equally, she has played a number of local initiatives support, as well as Somaliland initiatives. So the element of surprise is Diane was born and brought up in Somaliland during her childhood, and she always wanted to meet Dr. Aadan, and tonight I think was the moment of element of surprise. So I will pass the mic to them to say a few words.
Hello everybody and all these eminent people. I'm quite nervous. I feel quite emotional. So, first of all, I'd like to just say something to Adam. My name is Diana, not Daya. And all the time he calls me Daya. So I wanted to say that I want to thank these wonderful people here of Sheffield, because I cannot tell you how supportive they have all been to me and how kind they have been to me, and I am very, very proud to be a part of their community. Thank you. I'm so proud to be a member of a friend of Somaliland and a friend of Israel, and I want to especially say to Adam, you cannot have a better person, a better advocate for Somaliland in the whole of the United Kingdom than Adam. He is truly a remarkable man, and he does enormous amount in the local, in Sheffield, and obviously in the wider community. And he and I are twins because we were both born on the same day of the same year, but I was born in Somaliland and Adam wasn't, so I think I might be more of a Somalilander than Adam. So
where I was born
in Kenya, was it? Kenya, yeah. So now I wanted to say, when Edna talked about giving birth, difficult birth, and I thought she might be talking about me because I think I was a breech birth, so I probably wasn't a very easy birth for my mother. But many years ago, in the early 1990s, I remember seeing an article in the Telegraph, I think it was, and it was on the front page of the newspaper, and there was just one column, albeit on the front page, and it really struck me because it talked about the famine in Somaliland, and 2 million people were suffering, and it struck me that how wrong it was that there was this tiny little column, and we were talking about 2 million, the well-being of 2 million people. And so Somaliland has always been very close to my heart, and many years ago, my older brother, who was also born in Hargeisa, visited Edna in I think it was 20 years ago. Yeah. So yes, he came. Yes. Yes, indeed. So I also wanted to say that I think that the time is now actually for Somaliland to be recognised, and I think the momentum is there within the people that you have here, and the people, the likes of Kevin Williams and the rest of the people. And I would really like to think that the time is now for Somaliland to be recognised, and with all of the work that has been done. And I think there is no better person than Edna. All the work that she has done all her life, when they chose her to come to the UK to be trained to be a midwife, they had no idea of the person that she would and has become. And she has been a huge advocate for Somaliland, the work that she has done. And she's just an icon within her own country and around the world. And it is remarkable. She is a remarkable woman, and she has inspired many, many, many young women, and rightly so. And so well done to you. And I'm sure, everybody, if they could stand here, they would all say the same thing. So, what a wonderful woman, and it's lovely to see women in the community and society and our wonderful local councillor here. And women have such a good voice. And the people, there are so many good women, aren't there? There are so many educated young Somali women all around the world and in Somalia, so in Somaliland. So well done to them. It's great to see. There you are. That's all I wanted to say, really. So I cannot tell you how touched I am to be here and to have the opportunity to see Edna and all these wonderful people here. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that speech and information. We are halfway. We have one more panel to go, and I think you, Ambassador, and His Excellency Minister will join the panel. Can I call Frankia Ismail? A mayor, former mayor of Islington, a councillor, and active member of Somaliland Coast.
Thank you. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مركب الرئيسة إلهي بأن مهد بإذنية إن هالكن السودانية حفلة بلارا ما شاء الله تبارك. And first and foremost, I'd like to congratulate our new foreign minister, and also I'd like to congratulate all the panel, the mayor of Eden, good fellow councillor as well, and also the ambassador and his team. Amazing work, and I'm really proud to be here this evening. But what I'm also like to say is, first and foremost, all of us Somalilanders, we all breathe and live for Somaliland. Of course, we are British, of course, we work in the UK, but we are very, very lucky. We are the lucky ones because we have two countries, and that's the most important thing in life.